Hello viewers, welcome to my channel once again, and in this particular video I am going to show you a Catalan game that I played just now, and I am going to tell you how much I love to play this opening. And this is such a solid opening, and whenever I need to win I rely on this opening, and more often than not I get rewarded when I defend myself with this Catalan variation. So let's see how this game goes. So my opponent is playing with white, so he starts with e4, and I am in the customary way of Catalan defense. I am opening with c6, and he develops his knight, and this is the other Catalan, the second opening for the Catalan, which is d5. So it is always c6 and d5. So you just put it in your memory. Catalan defense opening is c6 d5. When the opening from the white side is the normal way of e4 opening. So when he opens with e4, this is how you have to play. But if the white opens with d4, then Catalan opening will not work. Then we will change our opening, and I will show you a game in which I have changed it, and how I reap the benefit by changing the opening at that time. But for now, let's stick to the Catalan variation, and let's see how the game proceeds over here. And he has not captured my pawn, and he moves with his pawn to e5. And what I should do here, I basically pin his knight. That is one of the things that you need to do in the Catalan defense. And then he continues with his pawn to d4. Now this is an important thing. I think we know this variation. I'll just push the pawn on the e file, basically, sorry, on the c file, so as to disturb his center pawn structure. So I am tempting him to eat that pawn or to capture that pawn. Let's see whether he does it or not. He doesn't, and he's strengthening as well his center. So this gives me an opportunity to develop my knight, and I develop my knight nc6, and he plays h3, trying to push my bishop, and I actually like to weaken his king side pawn structure a little bit, because if he castles in the king side, then the pawns are loose. That's why I don't mind him doing this attack. I simply come out of that trap and put my bishop in g6. Okay, and now this is, he's trying to nullify the effect of my g6 bishop, and I just take it because I can't handle it anymore, because that bishop is going to be a liability for me, because if he eats it, then that is going to disturb my pawn structure, and I don't want my pawn structure to be disturbed. And then he eats it, and now you see I am still waiting with the pawn, with my pawn on basically the pawn which is sitting on c5. There it is, I am waiting for him to capture, so his pawn structure will be disturbed. But he looks like he's not interested to take it, because he's wise enough to know that his central pawn structure is of immense importance, and he doesn't want to disturb it. Okay, let's see how the game proceeds from here. And I strengthen my central pawn structure. He does castle to the king side, but his king side is already becoming weak now, as you can see. And now I am trying to disturb his pawn structure. I don't know if this was the correct move, or I should have played with my pawn in the h file, and yeah, I'm not sure about that, but okay. No, I think I calculated it, and the reason being, maybe I was scared of his bishop coming down to the g5 square. So that's why I think I played this move. Um, on basically f6. Okay, so now he it's my pawn on c5 basically. Now he thought that he has waited too much, and now this gives me an opportunity to capture his pawn on c5. And now he captures my pawn, and then I take it with the knight. I could have taken it with the pawn, but the reason I took it with the knight, because that will also develop my knight, and kind of it will have more squares to operate. Because that is going against the rules of chess, wherein you should try to maintain a better structure of your pawn. But sometimes due to varying consequences or situations, you have to alter your decisions a bit. Okay, now he is pinning my knight, as you can see, and I am trying to nullify that effect of pinning, and my pawn on uh, e e6 becomes a little bit vulnerable. Okay, and so what I do is I am trying to now place my queen. Why did I put it this way? Let me try to remember. Why? Because I actually have forgotten why I played this. I'm totally lost my memory. Uh, um, there was a reason why I played. Actually, I am trying to now castle queen side. That's why I lifted my queen. I did not lift my queen on uh, d2, because his knight could have given me a check. That is why I moved my queen here. I remember now. Anyway, so let us continue. Let us see what he does. He is bolstering his attack at the middle, and thereby my pawn is very much alone, and it looks very vulnerable. Okay, so I am trying to make my pawn a little bit more secure by supporting it by the knight as well as the queen. Now he takes my knight, and then I take it back with the pawn now. But this gives him the opportunity, of course, to eat the pawn on d5. What will he? Yeah, he eats it, and now I am in a spot of bother here, as you can see. So the thing that comes to my mind now is, let us nullify the attack from the queen, and I want to exchange pieces now. And yes, the piece exchange is done, and this gives me an opportunity to do castle right now. Yeah, yes, and that's why I do castle. He tries to exchange the pieces, and I don't mind actually. And he is one point up, +1 he is, so he has an advantageous position. He's trying to attack my rook, either for strengthen my rook. He's so much interested in exchanging all the pieces. Okay, let us see how the game proceeds from here. He brings his king, and then I am putting pressure on his knight. The reason being, there is this D2 file where I want to bring my rook, but that is being prevented by his knight. So I'm kicking his knight, and his knight goes somewhere to the side, which is good for me. There I bring my rook to d2. That's a very key square for me. And you can see another thing is that my pawn is now going very close to getting promoted. Okay, so he's protecting the pawn for the b2 square. That pawn he's protecting, but this allows my pawn to be pushed a little bit further. Please note that he will not be able to capture my pawn because there is a pin by my rook on his king. So therefore he comes to the other side. He's basically trying to do firefighting, which doesn't work actually. Anyway, now this gives me the opportunity to bring my pawn even further, and now he's in a total panic mode. And that's what, when you panic, this is what happens. And now he's trying to protect that pawn. Protect means prevent that pawn from queening. So I bring my knight and I try to put uh, more pressure on his rook, because his rook is trying to prevent the pawn from queening, and so I put more pressure on the rook, and so he's trying to drive away my knight. But why? My the purpose of my knight is to go close to his rook. He's actually helping me with that cause, so that's a mistake from his side, and this gives me the opportunity to attack his rook. He comes with his knight, but it's too late, isn't it? So first of all, I will capture his rook, and also there will be a check, so he has to capture my rook back. He can't capture my rook, sorry, he has to capture my knight back. And then this is what happens, and I try to gobble up as much pawn as I can now, because now the advantage, it is already advantage for me, and I'm trying to gobble up more pawns. But now he's putting pressure on the left side, which is a little bit disturbing for me. I eat this pawn, but he eats it back, and now he's trying to bring his pawns close to promotion, but I therefore bring my king for rescue, and this is what I have done. And then I put pressure on his knight again. Allow me to queen, please get out of there. And he goes out of there, and I give a check first to the king. He moves his king in a position which is safe, he thinks. But now I can queen. He eats my queen, I eat his knight, and he tries to bring his pawn for promotion. I eat it, he eats me back. Then I am trying to eat his pawn, which is also trying to go to being promoted. So I'm making sure I don't allow that. And on the right side, I have got certain pawns which I can push now for queening. He realizes it and surrenders. And this is how I win the game with the Catalan defense. You see, guys, how beautiful and how easy this game is. With the Catalan defense, what you do is you very nicely strengthen your center and just keep playing in the autopilot mode. You don't have to think much. This is such a nice strategy that it will always give you the benefits. I might not have played it very well, but still I managed to win it. If I actually try to review this game, and I will see that in the game review, it will tell me that certain moves were good, certain were not. So it is 82 percentage, and there were like three great moves that I made, and the game rating was 1800. So I should say that it is not a bad game. It is quite good game, and I hope you liked this Catalan defense game from me, which I played just now. And really, I felt very happy to have played it, and I felt very satisfied. So I thought I should share with you. I hope you liked it. If you liked it, definitely don't forget to like it, and also share with your friends. And that's all for this video. Bye bye.